Going over to the business blunder of the day, you have the BMW company. Well, they thought, let's put a 4-cylinder into our M2 race car, which, yeah, no one wants that. Now, they actually did do this, apparently. Now, it's brought to us thanks to Adrian over at motor1.com. And they say, quote, BMW defends the M2 race car's 4-cylinder engine. They say it's all about keeping costs low, which I've never heard a single person at BMW say that ever in my life. Keeping costs low. Really? It's a BMW. No one in the right mind says it's an entry-level car. No. That can't be the real reason. Really? Either way, it's 4 cylinders. 4 cylinders are great. They belong to a Honda Civic with a turbo. BMW, straight 6 or V8, or ideally the V12 with the stick shift, but they're not brave enough to do that on a mass scale anytime soon. Now, they say, quote, BMW has been selling the second generation M2 Coupe for a couple years now, but has only recently received a full race car treatment. Much to the dismay of purists, though, the new M2 Racing swaps the inline-6 for a smaller 4-cylinder engine. Which, again, BMW has perfected the platform of the straight 6, aka 6 cylinders in a glorious straight row, because they've done that for decades. I mean, the only thing more perfect than that would be an American V8, but I partially digress. In terms of BMW heritage, the research development, their quality, it was all in that straight 6 design. And now they're going to go to 4, which is great for a Chevy Cobalt SS years ago. Or another platform, not BMW. Now, geez Louise. Now they say, quote, that might sound backward, especially since track-only cars typically gain horsepower or street-legal siblings, but BMW has its reasons. We asked BMW why M2 Racing ditches the beloved 6-cylinder. Laura, man, I'm not going to purposely try to butcher her name, but it'll inevitably happen. Laura Classy Jeans from BMW M Motorsports Communications team explained that decision comes down to cost and simplicity. The inline 2-liter engine puts less strain on all the components, allowing the use of existing M2 streetcar parts, such as brakes and a cooling system. That translates to lower running costs for amateur racers, which represents the car's target audience. So instead of upgrading the car to make it more track ready or track worthy, you're simply downgrading the engine. If someone wants a track car with 4 cylinders, they're probably going to go with the Honda or the Acura option, which makes some great track toys. You don't see them at the dealerships, but a lot of these car companies do have track toys or, track cars that they'll make just for track use. Some of them not even street legal. Again, they usually have upgraded brakes, upgraded powertrain, upgraded aero, aka aerodynamics. But no, they're saying, oh yeah, we're going to just make the engine weaker so we don't have to upgrade anything else. So the BMW can be lower cost, which if you want a low cost track car, everyone is going to buy, well, not everyone, pretty much everyone is going to buy a Mazda Miata. A lot of people make fun of them. They make jokes that they come with a free purse, a too feminine. I wish I bought one decades ago because it's one of the best track toys, bar none. Again, if you want cheap consumables, again, things that wear down frequently and you have to pay to replace, like brake pads and tires, Miata is a great bang for your buck. There's a whole section of racing called Spec Miata. That's what you're going to do if you want actually a little sports car. Extremely well balanced, 4 cylinders glory. For the people who want BMW, and I know some of my friends have BMW race cars, they don't want 4 cylinders. Here's another picture of it, which at least it looks cool. I'll give them credit. Aesthetically, it looks kind of neat with that, that specific paint pattern they decided to throw on it. So that's something. Now, they say that the M2 Racing uses a tuned version of BMW's familiar B48 engine, borrowed from the 230i, but massaged to make 308 horsepower and 310 foot-pound of torque. So you could just get a Honda Civic Type R. A great vehicle, but again, not a BMW. Now, they also say it's 53 horsepower and 15 more foot-pound of torque, more than the standard 2 Series Coupe. So they tuned it a little bit. Now, they say, while that's a far cry from the 473 horsepower offered by the road-going M2's S58 engine, BMW says performance is just right for any entry-level race car tailored to beginners. They say that downsizing and fat-cutting strategy pays off. The M2 Racing weighs just 3,302 pounds, shedding a significant 512 pounds compared to the production model. The standard M2 offers, they have some redemption here. They offer a both 6-speed manual transmission as well as an 8-speed automatic, but the race version gets a 7-speed ZF automatic transmission. Well, that's... Oh, no, wait. That's more disappointment. Granted, I know the real gearheads in racing, the ones who want to shave seconds off their lap time, they want the automatic. But also, I'd say most enthusiasts getting into racing, they love that third pedal. It is, yes, I know it's not the fastest. I know for the umpteenth time I'll beat the comments, but not having the stick shift option, that's even more disappointment for this vehicle. Again, at least outside, it looks kind of cool. So throw some more pictures of it on the screen. Yeah, it looks pretty neat. So now you only have automatic. They say, interestingly, the M2 Racing is built in the same Mexican plant that assembles the regular M2. High quality. British engineering, made in Mexico. But it received several motorsport upgrades, including M4 GT4 drive exhaust. Ooh. And racing catalytic... what gives a racing catalytic converter. Can't... I instinctively heard the sound of a sawzall just... Because, again, racing... If it's a track, I was going to say, if it's also a track-only vehicle, which I'm not necessarily saying this is one, yeah, no one cares about catalytic converters. Now, they also say, quote, it also gets adjustable anti-roll bars, good, fixed AW shocks inspired by BMW's GT3 program. They say despite its stripped-out interior, it still offers air conditioning, which is nice, but no true... A lot of people debate no true track car would have because that increases the weight. And I mean, a lot of them get rid of that, just like they get rid of the radio and the speakers. Now, they even say you can also have a spec passenger seat at 98,000 pounds or whatever German money is, hamburgers. The M2 Racing is significantly more affordable than the larger siblings. The 219,000 euros, I guess, as I forgot Germany's weak and conquered. So yeah, they would be euros because they don't have German money anymore because they have no identity and no spine. It's 219,000 M4 GT4 Evo and the 578,000 M4 GT3 Evo, not the Mitsubishi Lancer. So I do miss that. Buyers can also choose from several upgrades, including a rear wing, racing brake pads. Can't get that anywhere else. A flap-controlled exhaust, an air jack system. Okay, there's something unique. That's racing gear right there. Sales are set to begin in June, with first deliveries scheduled later this year, just in time to prepare for the 2026 motor season. If you're worried about if you're worried the street-approved M2 will also lose 2 cylinders, don't be. The G87 will keep the 3-liter 6-cylinder for many years to come. They also know a hotter competition sport, CS, is expected to break cover soon, with reports stating BMW is also preparing an X-Drive variant for later this decade. Which, again, one of the first comments is from Randy Bone saying, all they seem to do these days is defend their terrible decisions, which, yeah. And again, I laugh because people who are short on cash and getting into racing, none of them are buying BMW. Just the maintenance alone. And again, BMW makes some cool stuff. If I had unlimited bankroll, I would probably have one BMW. Ideally 12 cylinders and a stick shift. But again, an entry-level track toy, I don't know who this car is for. Especially at that price point. 100 Monopoly money or 98,000 euros. At that price point, for half the cost, you can get a Honda Civic Type R. Which, again, I know is not a dedicated track toy. It's the best, it's right under the Honda Civic, Race Factory. But for bang for your buck, I wouldn't spend 100 grand on this. Especially because automatic only. Now, again, I know the enthusiasts who want to shave seconds off their lap time, which does mean a lot. That's how you break records. They'll want the automatic. But having less cylinders and they're trying to make an entry-level vehicle, I really don't understand who the prospective client is for this. The fact they don't have the option for their third pedal, the fact that there's a lesser engine. I mean, I expected this to be for like the entry-level M2. Kind of go the Camaro strategy, where at one time they had 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, and 8-cylinder options, just like the Dodge Challenger and Mustang. I would understand that perspective, but the fact that this is for racing really was a curveball to me. And granted, this is not meant to be a high-volume unit type of thing. It's very much a boutique thing they do for the racing enthusiasts, and it's really cool they do it. But again, the fact that you're paying so much money for a lesser engine, and they claim they're doing it for cost. It blows my mind. I have no idea how. I just don't think it's going to be it's consistent anyway. But so I gotta say, BMW with all this, I gotta say, and let me know if you think differently in the comments. But I gotta say, for now, BMW are certainly the business blunder of the day. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.